Good morning, afternoon, evening, folks. Welcome to the next adventure of Star Trek Online. Yes, so we're moving into the new frontier. Going back to our exploration routes today. Well, it's more of a test mission for the Lucari, but yeah, we still get it's exploratory slash, and then we also get to figure out some of the missing things we've had. Or some of the things that happen if you're Agent of Yesterday character and you started in that time frame, you'll know what this episode will be covering most likely. But let's begin. Here we go to Echoes of Light.
We've been in regular contact with the Lucari, and they've recently unveiled a new starship designed for space exploration. They're eager to head out into the unknown, and they've asked us to give them a hand. Starfleet has decided to send you to assist them in their first voyage beyond their home system. This is an exciting time for the Lucari. Watch over them and help them to see the value of space exploration, and let them make discoveries and follow their sense of wonder. Just don't let them get in over their heads.
Well, I will try not to. But I can't make any promises, Admiral. Begin Echoes of Light. You arrived in the Lucari system, Admiral. I'm reading their starship in standard orbit there. I'm picking up some comm traffic. It sounds like Captain Kumarki is in the middle of a discussion with a Ferengi daemon. Helm, take us to the Lucari ship.
My dear friend Kumarka, just think about how much I can help.
I try not to think about you at all, Margaret.
Logic has returned.
If not me, consider my wealth of useful contacts. For a small fee.
Any friend of yours is someone I'd rather not know.
I think he was the one that was on that one planet in one of the earlier episodes.
What? You? I thought I'd seen the last of you. That is to say, we meet again.
Oh, yeah, now I remember. Ran into him on... Yeah, we ran into him on New Romulus, too. If you do those little side missions once you get through all the different tiers. Damon Madron, fortunately for you, our business is with the Lucari today.
Oh, come now. I'm sure we can reach an agreement that is to everyone's liking. I'm prepared to offer you an exclusive, once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity.
Unfortunately, Madron, you ran away from us when we were on New Romulus, so why should we make negotiations with you? Oswaldo, out the channel. Hail the Lucari.
Thank you. That insistent Ferengi has been trying to make new trade deals with us since he first visited our system. Oh, everything he tries to sell is either broken or worthless.
Yeah, we've ran into him and he runs from a fight. No problem. You look well, Captain.
Thank you. It's good to see you again, and under much better circumstances. You'll be happy to know that our star remains stable.
Oh, that's always a good thing.
We've not seen any Tholian ships since the incident, thankfully.
The only reason why the Tholians showed up was they were after Caldano. They weren't after you guys. They did that to the star to bring Caldano into the picture so they can get the Toxu Tot from him, which has been finally destroyed. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Continue.
The decision to explore was somewhat controversial, however. Many Lucari were resistant to the notion. We settled this moon long ago, after we were forced to leave our dying homeworld of Kentar. It was a difficult journey for us. Once we found our new home, no one was very excited about space travel.
Of course not.
Still, the exploration initiative passed. Considering my experience, my people have chosen me to command the LSS Concordium. It was an honor I proudly accepted.
Well, that is not going to be your newest ship, though. You'll see your other ship later.
Our ship is ready to go, and you are.
Let's proceed to our destination, wherever that
For
may
our
be.
maiden voyage, I've chosen a star that is close enough to be within reach, but still just outside the area of space that you've explored, and obviously one that we haven't visited yet. According to your star charts, it's a yellow-white star called 20 Draconis.
Alrighty. Navigation, prepare a course.
This isn't over. Believe me. The next deal we make will be on my terms.
Sure it will, Madron. I don't think I'll see you again for a while. Or at all. Alright. Let's get a move on. Mappy. Oh, yeah.
We've arrived on the outskirts of the system. There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some more readings?
Yes, we'll head to one of the larger asteroids and scan it. We got some Kelki.
Readings coming in now. Large quantities of silicate, hematite, cadmium, iridium. Crystalline structures appear to be the result of deposits created under a heavy impact. Perhaps this asteroid was part of a larger one that broke up in a collision. Heading deeper into the field may yield more clues.
Agreed, let's head deeper into the asteroid field.
Sensors are picking up some movement on the far side of the asteroid. Not
Yes,
simple orbiting debris either.
I know. They're Gelki. I've ran into them before. In Glornden Core. That's a pretty good sized pod, too.
Cosmozoans! They're beautiful. Do you have any information about them?
They're called Gelki. We're sending you data files from on them now.
Intriguing. The Gekli communicate using radio waves and feed on dust particles and energy emissions. And, it seems an adjustment of our EM band is in order.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of the Concordium becoming a Gekli food source.
Yeah. Picard ran into one of those. It attached itself to the hull of the ship and started draining its energy. We're adjusting our own EM band down to 0.002 cycles as well. Modulate power systems. Of course I gotta throw in the minigame.
We've adjusted our power systems. I'd like to gather more data on the Gekli before we move on. Any suggestions?
We could tag them with subspace data transmitters.
An excellent idea. We'll be able to track their movements and learn more about their migratory patterns and feeding habits. We'll need to get close in order to attach the tags safely.
Agreed. Get close to the Gekli and attach the tags with minimum force.
Data's coming in from the Gekli. I'd like to expand the number of tagged subjects to optimize data collection. Let's get close enough to slip in with a pod and join them in their swimming.
Right. We'll fly to Gekli pod and join them as they swim through space. It's a lot harder to do it on the PC version because you can't just keep a target on lock. I guess you can.
close-up readings from all of the creatures. They're treating us like one of their own. They're trying to talk to us with their radio waves.
Gosh dang it. Because they keep going too fast and then I get out of range. There we go.
That was incredible. What a singular experience. We've spotted a larger group of them in an area not too far from here. This looks like a feeding ground for several Gekli pods. Let's go have a look.
Very well, Helm. Take us to the Gekli feeding grounds. I've heard a lot of people don't really like this episode. So you're not fighting. Well, so what? The game doesn't have to be all about fighting things.
There are signs that several Gekli pods frequent this area. There's a lot of dust and particulate matter, but we can't see how the asteroids are getting broken down. I think there's something we're not seeing on the visible spectrum. Your ship has a stronger deflector than ours. Can you emit a particle wave? We could use that to illuminate things that might be happening in different spectra.
We can emit multi-spectrum particle waves.
There's some kind of subspace shearing here. It's causing cosmic strings to snap off and break up the asteroids. That must be why the Gekli feed here. There's plenty of particulate matter for them to consume in the debris fields. I think we've collected some solid data here. We're ready to move on when you are.
Let's see what lies ahead then. Warp to next area.
Sensors are reading a swarm of comets passing by this stellar body. They look to have an orbital period of about 173 of your standard years. I'd like to know if they came from outside of the system and were caught in its gravity, or if they originated here. Shall we take some scans?
That's a good way to begin.
This comet is mostly ice and dust. There are indications that the cometary matter formed around a magnetic core. The other comets may be more interesting. Let's move to the other comets and study them closely.
Great, let's check out the remaining comets.
Shows signs of magnetic radioactive matter. This comet may have seen some interesting particle fields in its wandering.
Magnetic core must help it to draw in material that forms the corona. Last one.
about its missions. Based on the structure of its silicate crystals, it's been in a pattern. It picks up energy from its trip near the star, then loses that energy as it loops past the planets. It's like ice melting and refreezing, but it seems to lose a large quantity of energy all at once near here. I'm not sure why. The radioactivity should be steady.
Something is draining the energy. Let's keep looking.
These comets seem to have a long orbit that coincides with the orbit of a Class A planet nearby. I'd like to launch a probe and see if the cometary movements have had any impact on the planet.
Agreed. Let's launch a probe and collect some more detailed readings.
Probe data received. The planet is radiating a considerable amount of heat for its size. Nothing our shields can't handle, but I don't see any expeditions to its surface happening anytime soon. Curious. I'm picking up several large, moving sources of energy. Sensors indicate they're a life form of some kind. A cosmozoan, but not the Gekli. I'd like to study them if we can.
Let's go take a closer look at those life forms. Yeah, old friends.
Planet is geothermal in nature. Its surface is partially molten.
Perfect. The perfect place for these creatures to live. Or, well, not live, but be born from.
No life forms detected planetside. Then again, it is rather warm down there.
Well, these life forms can look like other things.
There they are. Magnificent, aren't they?
I've read about them. Picard encountered them in his first mission on the Enterprise D. Now, if it was... Oh, yeah, these are probably the exact same ones that they encountered at Farpoint.
The creatures are luminescent ovoids? I'm not sure how to describe them. They remind me of an aquatic life form native to Lucari Prime.
Yeah, they're
There
similar
are
to
little
the...
ones huddling close to the planet's atmosphere. They must use the heat and the planet's electrical discharges to survive.
They're a type of Sindarian. We're sending you files now. Yeah, Picard ran into him on his first mission when he went to the Neb 4. And then Riker encountered him again in his exploration of the Beta Quadrants, or of the unexplored areas of the Beta Quadrant. Unfortunately, that wasn't exactly the best one because those guys, or those ones, were being turned into weapons, ships by another race. And then they started to use it. Then they kind of worked that issue out.
Interesting. These life forms were encountered by the USS Enterprise D on Deneb 4.
Yep.
Someplace called Farpoint Station.
Yep.
They haven't been seen anywhere else since. You shouldn't harm them or they're young.
Riker saw him
Let's
again.
transmit a greeting, then be on our way.
Of course, that's not part of this canon because they say the books aren't part of normal canon when I think they should be. And are, because the way they take off right after Nemesis. Right, well, we'll move close and transmit a greeting to the Cosmozone.
The color display must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that life forms could exist in this fashion, living off the heat of planets on the particles in space absorbing radiation from the cosmos. There's so much to see. Let's head to the next planet in the system and see what's there.
Alright, let's go. Because in the books, Riker encounters him again. But he has to deal with another alien race that's using them for ships.
Are you seeing this? My sensors indicate this planet is completely devoid of any organic material. And yet, it has a breathable atmosphere and lies well within the system's habitable zone. Most curious.
Agreed, I think we'll take a closer look is in order, Captain.
I'm picking up residual levels of radiation. Oh my. I believe I know what happened to this world. Some kind of proto-matter wave happened here.
Proto-matter? But that's dangerously unstable.
Not if you know how to resolve the chaotic turbulence with a tarfine reduction. This was a recent event. Some kind of proto-matter incident happened, and it wiped out all life on the planet. I think we should send an away team down to learn more.
Agree. We'll be down to see what's happening or happened. Beam down. Alright. Alright, Tamet, take you with. Take one of each. Take one of each branch.
Oh, not sure I'll ever get used to transporters. Let's see. Initial scans suggest this area used to be inhabited, but I can't find a single trace of organic matter. None. I see some carvings on those canyon walls. Let's take a look.
The pillar near the canyon wall looks interesting as well. But first, I'm going to get this. And this one. Any more? Nope. Alright, well, let's proceed and see what's going on down here.
The walls of this canyon were worked by tools. I'm sure of it. Sentient life forms lived here. Until the proto-matter detonation. This pillar here, it seems to be a sign pointing to that canyon. Perhaps a pathway there leads to a settlement of some kind. I'm reading metallic objects there as well. Shall we take a look?
Yes, let's follow the path through the canyon.
Look, there's some kind of large structure further down the canyon. Look at the size of that plaza. These people must have had quite a developed culture. Let's take some readings up there. This looks like a town square or ceremonial center of some kind. I see some murals on the far side of the square over there by that arch. I'd like to examine them. They might tell us more about this place.
Great, let's examine the nearby murals.
These murals depict people bringing some objects to this place. Crystals or gems, I believe? They built their settlement around this site. I believe it was a place of great significance to them. The next mural may hold more clues for us. Let's have a look.
Right. Let's check out the next mural.
This mural depicts the construction of this large structure. I suspect it was a temple or place of contemplation for the people. The crystals were revered by the locals, perhaps even worshipped by them. We'd better have a look at the next mural, don't you think?
Next mural.
The crystals depicted in this mural appear to be growing for some reason. I wonder if this is a symbolic or literal representation of events. Perhaps the structure needed to be modified to hold the volume of crystals they collected over the years.
The person may have grown through natural means as well.
Quite the enigma we found here. I suspect there's more to be found inside. Getting there will be a challenge, however. According to my scans, these pillars are connected to some kind of massive mechanical structure. Probably the peak of technology for these people. I believe it's some kind of opening mechanism for the structure's door.
Open by deploying some kind of device or using tricorders?
We could probably force it open, but that could damage the structure, and too much force could even collapse it entirely. I suggest we create a holographic forensic reconstruction.
Holographic, which is what?
Yes, it would be based on analysis of things like footprints, wear patterns, and local construction. We can learn what people did here, how they went about their lives, and how they made the device work. We'd be watching a replay of history, roughly speaking. Let's start by gathering information from relics and leftover traces of the people who once lived here.
Kind of similar to what they used in the Division video game. Let's look for old tools, footprints, anything that could tell us about them.
These artifacts were used with opposable thumbs and indicate a likely handspan of 22 centimeters. Based on these footprints, these people had a stride that places them at about 1.6 meters on average. The wear patterns here show us that people leaned against here frequently. This was a meeting and gathering area. Strange. These relics should be covered with dust and sand, worn away by time and wind. But they're all uncovered. No organic matter left, and everything left behind in its place. Frozen in time, like
people died recently?
Yes. The evidence seems clear. The proto-matter detonation happened only weeks, perhaps even days ago. We're going to need to make an accurate simulation to continue our studies here. I suggest using modified pattern enhancers to do this.
Agreed. We'll set up modified pattern enhancers in the plaza. Alright, one.
Enhancers online. The signal is strong and clear. Two down, two to go. That's three. One more and we'll be ready. That's the last one. All enhancers online and standing by. All right. The enhancers should give us a pretty good image range. Your tricorder can then act as the center of the network control for the enhancers. I can tie in my data to your tricorder whenever you're ready. Get a little close to the center of the square so we can see what happens.
Alright, let's get closer to the plaza in the center and see what happens.
note that the alien is using the pillars in a specific order. They're making the murals match up on each pillar. Looks like some kind of functionary, priest or bureaucrat, I think, would unlock the door by turning the murals on the pillars. The top mural on each pillar seems to be locked in place for reference. We should follow the order they used on the pillar murals. If we can turn them correctly, I believe we'll unlock the door.
So the murals, pillars, proper unlock door. Got it.
Do you hear that? That's the first pillar set in place.
Yep.
That's 2 pillars set into place. Three pillars are locked in now.
Alrighty. Uh-oh.
That's it! It's working! Well done! Shall we see what secrets this building holds? I think I see another mural inside the doorway. We should take a look at it.
Yes, let's go inside and check it out. Okay, well that is not good.
Isn't that the symbol of your Starfleet? How did it get here? How could it be in a temple of people who don't even have electricity, much less space travel? This is getting stranger by the minute. We should search the temple for more murals.
Indeed, let's look for some more murals. Uh-huh.
Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others.
They're from Starfleet, but Starfleet of the 23rd century.
What happened here? If Starfleet officers contacted this civilization in the past, why wouldn't you have a record of it? We should head deeper into the temple and continue our search.
Affirmative. Time to search for answers deeper in the temple. Yeah, there's other reasons why.
I think the panel on the wall here can be pushed to open something.
Yeah, well, I'm looking around some more. Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out later.
Those inner doors across from the panel are opening. What is all of this?
they're stone now. Now they're actual crystals.
According to my tricorder, we've reached ground zero. This is where someone detonated the protomatter bomb. From here, a self-propagating cascade of proto-energy radiated outward in all directions, washing over the entire planet.
Could this have been a failed terraforming project?
Doubtful. I believe what did this was built specifically as a weapon. There's no new ecosystem. All life was eliminated. I'm picking up a residual energy signature here. Take a look. 16 centimeter wavelength with a slight kaon leak. I've seen this before. It's a byproduct of Zenkethi technology.
Zenkethi? Here? Sir, we found a derelict space station orbit around the planet. It's unpowered and covered in decades of dust. Actually, probably more like centuries of dust, which made it hard to pinpoint in the asteroid ring. Fortunately, we aren't the only ones here to find it. Several starships have arrived in the system and are laying claim to the station. What should we do? Not ready to leave yet. Give me a sec. I just want to see how far I can actually go. So I don't know if any of these are actual. I don't want to spoil anything yet. Alright, let's get out of here. It's kind of weird. You'd think they would update to the more modern transporter effect when you get to the 24th century. Site-to-site transport. We're on one of the old K-Series Federation deep space stations, but how did it get out here? What happened to it? You don't remember? I don't know if you were part of my crew yet. You don't remember? We were on that station before it disappeared. An old K-Series. Could it be? K-13. It says Deep Space K-13. Admiral, that station was lost in time over 100 years ago. Yes, we were there. See, that's what I kind of wish they would have actually updated the dialogue to correspond, because we were actually there when it happened. 140 to be precise. I remember. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. I remember. I was there. Hello again, old friend. Yes, they actually did it. I didn't think they would actually put the proper dialogue for my 23rd century character.
You're trespassing.
No, I'm not.
I'm claiming this station as salvage, along with everything in it. A little piece of history like this will be quite the vacation site. Experience life on the final frontier at Emergence K-13. But I digress. Unless you're here to discuss leasing opportunities, I suggest you beam off my station.
It's not your station yet. I think I'll take a look around.
Careful. This old beauty needs some serious repairs. It'd be a shame if something happened to you, or the active stasis pod line malfunctioned.
Then I'd see to it nothing like that happens, Daemon. The picture out.
Fair warning. My Gnostic gods aren't very fond of me.
Of course they aren't. There's a force field up.
I'd be happy to sell the gods to you. shipping contains a promotional bonus.
Okay, let's see. No, you just constantly xenobiology. What? Okay, where is it? Xenobiology lab. Is this it? Yes. Let's see, what we got in here? Supplemental log.
Chief Engineer's Log, March 18th, 1570. Had a discussion this morning with security about our Klingon prisoners in the brig. We can't just leave them locked up, or execute them, or exile them on the planet below. Setting them free isn't a popular notion either. We're still looking for options, but I think the stasis pods we have in medical will come in handy real soon.
Yeah, they probably will. Alright, so I'm looking in here, just looking. Make sure I don't miss anything. Admiral, this technology is ancient but surprisingly functional, at least at rudimentary level. They built things to last in the 23rd century. Well, you weren't part of my crew then, so of course you don't. It's new to you. The Nausicaans managed to get partial power online, but they did it in a hurry. It could go down at any moment. In the meantime, I've managed to drop the security fields. We can access other parts of the station now. Anything else in the computer? There are some log files in the computer as well. Most of them are garbled, but I believe I can restore the last entry. Let's hear it.
Chief Engineer's Log, supplemental. By my account, we've been hurled back in time to the 16th century. To make matters worse, we're a very long way from the Denham system. None of our shuttles are warp capable. And even if we could get to Earth, we'd be in the wrong time. In short, we're stuck. There's nothing to do now but wait and try to conjure up a way to get back to the right time.
Yep. This computer's lost the ability to link to the main computer, but with the security fields down, we can get to into the other lab. From there, we may be able to get into the main computer, lock the Nausicaans out. That will help. That will keep them from bringing the fields back online or using the station to stop us. Let's see what we can find in the other
The
lab.
fines for trespassing are quite severe, and I plan on collecting them.
You don't have claim to this starbase. The starbase is still owned by the Federation, even though it's about a couple centuries out of its time. Let's see, 6, 9, roughly 9 centuries out of its original timeline. Because it was sent back to the 16th century from the 23rd century, and now we're in the 25th century, so... Okay, so let's keep moving forward. Oh, hi guys. Going here next. So I don't want the tribble. I don't need the tribble. And I don't need the small hypo because I got full hypos. Lock out the main computer first. Locking the Nausicaans out of the main computer. That'll keep them from taking over any more of the station's subsystems. Good work. No log entry, Admiral.
Chief Engineer's Log, April 17th, 1570. Today we visited the planet we're calling Draconis 3 to collect supplies. The good news, there's a humanoid civilization down there. Bad news, a potential Prime Directive violation. Our landing party was seen beaming in by some of the locals. We're hoping that doesn't impact their culture in any way.
It did.
One thing's for sure, they can't help us go home. Their tech level is Bronze Age at best.
Admiral, the station's so old and badly damaged that most of the security systems don't work anymore. However, if I can take over the control central hub, we can lock it down and keep the Nausicaans from bringing anyone else over. Acknowledged.
Trying my patience is going to cost you dearly.
Chief Engineer's Log, August 6th, 1570. The Warp Booster Sled project is officially a bust. When we tried to spin up the coils, we couldn't get a stable warp field. Yashvi and Arlington managed to shut it down and stop a breach, but the shuttle's impulse drive is shot. I hate giving up, but we just don't have the parts we need to make it work.
Yeah. So the question is, when are these guys still alive? I can't remember if we actually bring them out of stasis. So that's the right way. I don't want to go in there yet. I just want to check some stuff out first. Alright, I guess we're going in here now. Hi guys. That didn't work. Oh, really? It's gonna start me all the way on the other side? Oh, I guess I'm going on this side too. Other set, my original away team, not the one that I originally. Oh, never mind. It's the two I brought with me when I went down to Draconis. Good power is coming up now, activating a low-level scattering field that will prevent the Nausicaans from beaming over reinforcements. Excellent. Anything else? I found one last entry in there. Admiral, afraid the rest of the computer's memory is heavily corrupted.
Chief Engineer's Log, July 26th, 1570. Most of us went into stasis this morning. There weren't enough pods for everyone. 3 of us had to stay awake. We drew lots. Yvonne, Sheridan, and I were the lucky winners. Since we're out of options, we decided to go native and live out our lives under Conus 3. Hopefully, one day our records will be found, and the people of Station K13 will be remembered.
Or will we be able to bring any of them back? That's the real question. Unless all the systems failed and they're no
Rule
more
of acquisition 431. When the shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Handle this, Captain.
You're such a wimp, you know that, Madron? You ran from the last battle, too.
The crime is trespassing. The sentence is death.
Enemy targets on zero.
Emma, we need you back on the ship right away. Madron and his Nausicaan allies are moving to intercept us in the Concordium. Not now. See if there's any more stuff I can collect or look at. I guess not. I haven't actually been to K13 since the fleets have acquired it as one of the places you can actually go visit. Alright. Now we gotta go fight some ships. Well, so much for the exploratory day. Thanks a lot, Madron.
I see you took out the Nausicaans on my station.
Not your station.
I'll just add their fees to your tab. I do hope you're good for it. Otherwise, I might have to take possession of that pretty ship of yours. Come to think of it, I'll be taking your ship anyway. Whether you're alive or not when I do, is up to you.
You're welcome to try, Daemon. I don't think you'll like the results.
Squadron was greedy and treacherous, but I never thought he was willing to kill to get what he wants. In spite of that, I feel like we've learned so much out here, and for the better.
It's often like this, Captain. Dangerous was also filled with discovery.
Indeed. I'd say our first flight was a success. Now we need to share our discoveries with everyone back home. I hope today's events will convince my people of the continued need to explore and to be part of the galactic community. With luck, we'll do this again sometime, and soon. On behalf of the Lucari people, thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. Safe travels. I'd say that these events are better described as harrowing. The Zenkethi have been quite quiet for years. Now they're using protomatter bombs and committing genocide. There's also a problem with K-13. What to do with it? What do we do with it? I'll put a call for the Federation border guards to send repair teams. The fleet can take command of this piece of history. All stations have reported in. We can depart on your orders, Admiral. Alright, well that is that. But first things first, there's one little thing we're going to get taken care of first. So that's going to be fun because I'm going to figure out how the heck I'm going to do this. That's a lot of marks to... No, I don't want the wormhole. I want DS9. Alright, I'm not done with this mission yet. Just one little piece first that I'm going to get. Well, actually, you know, I'll collect this mission first and then we'll go do that.
I'm happy to hear the Lucari handled their first experience with space exploration well. There's talk of their desire to join the Federation, and from what I'm seeing, they'd be fine members. The mystery of Station K-13 has been solved, although the past violation of the Prime Directive by some of its personnel is a concern. Hopefully the crew preserved in stasis pods will be able to shed a little more light on that situation. Finally, this news of a Zenkethi protomatter weapon is disturbing. I'll be looking into it from all angles, diplomatic and military in particular. We've fought a war with them before, and I'd prefer avoiding another now.
That's not anything I want. I don't have a ship to put it on, that's the problem. I guess I'll just take the weapon.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Alright, we're going to DS9 first. Because there's one little thing I gotta collect. And then I will end the video. Because these Lucari missions are connected to the Lucari reputation system, so just like the previous arc was connected to the future proof and all that other stuff. Beam to ops.
Does anyone need training?
No, but I do have some other things I have to check first. Alright, Lucari Restoration Initiative.
Captain's log, 4th Reckoning, Chronicle 54. The Rescava is currently orbiting planet Draconis 3 as part of a joint research program with the Alliance. Our purpose? Restoration of the planet's biosphere after it was scourged of all life by the Zenkethi.
So that's what she's doing now until... Okay, so that's after she acquires the new ship. So that... So we'll see how that
With
goes.
considerable effort, we have been able to establish a simulation of the Draconian ecosphere prior to devastation. Scans of the planet from station K-13 were very helpful, despite being several centuries old. Once the simulation has been fully tested, we will initiate the restoration process. Life will return to Draconis 3. I'm glad that protomatter will play a part in healing the grievous wound inflicted upon the planet by the Zenkethi. They have much to answer for.
So I guess that would be more something that would be after Signs and Portents probably is when I should have done this one, but oh well. Alright, so we did all those. Now we are done. Let's return to ship. So our next episode will be of Signs and Portents. I gotta work on my Lucari marks a little bit so I can have the next one ready for the next after the next mission. Not now. Alright, so where do we go for our next mission? I'm just seeing where they're gonna send us in our next mission. That's our plate. Okay, so somewhere in the Alpha Quadrant, I'm guessing. Well, we're in the Alpha Quadrant. Alright, well, we'll come back to it later. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and I will continue this as much as when I can, because I'll be busy next weekend. Well, I might be able to on Sunday, but I work, and I might do another episode later on today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Until next time, later. God, it was so easy the first time. Come on. Come on, I just want to stop the episode. There we go.